Hi, today we'll be lighting my new living room. My girlfriend and I moved into our own place last year, but I haven't had the time to light this place properly. So I'll take you guys along on everything that I do in order to light it this way, all the steps that I take, all the lights that I use, and the techniques that I apply, and hopefully it'll be a fun experience for both of us. So let's take a look at the before and after, because that's very important. This obviously is the after. Now this is the before. Let's start with a clean canvas. Alright, so one rule, you don't need a big camera like this. I just use this camera for my day-to-day jobs, so that's why I put it down, but you can do this on any camera. Alright, so now that we have the camera set up, we can start putting in our lights. An important thing here to remember is we always want to, well, not always, but in this case, I want to mimic where the light comes from. So we have windows here, which you can also see in frame. So what I'm going to do is put a light over here so it feels natural where the light comes from. It's a motivation. One extra tip, if this is not your own home, it's a really wise thing to make pictures of everything that you move, because chances are that after, let's say, 6 hours of shooting, you absolutely forgot where everything is supposed to be. So that's it. So now we have the two lights set up. So let's build up this light in the garden. Okay, what I have here is an aperture light. This is the 600X with a Fresnel, an F10 Fresnel, I think it is. The good thing about this one is that the head is waterproof. Oh my God. Come. So the head is waterproof. The ballast, which is over here, is not. So if it's raining, you have to put plastic bags over it. But right now it's dry, so that's nice. We have a really heavy tripod or stand. These are called combo stands. Now, this is vital because if you are using such a heavy lighting setup and you use a C-stand, for example, which is a no-go at all, but another light stand, for example, and it's windy, big chance it will fall over. So use a combo stand. They're super sturdy, super heavy. Okay, let's do it. So now that we have set up all the lights, it's time to shape our image. But first, I want to connect it to Sidus Link. And this is also the reason I really like to use aperture and Amaran lights, because you can hook them up to your phone. It works really well. So I set up a scene in Sidus Link. Then I already added the 600X, which you can see if I flip it on and off. Now, if I go to the plus, new fixtures, I did press Bluetooth reset on both lights, and they show up here, set up, and you can control the lights from wherever you are. If you're too far away from the lights, it doesn't work, but overall, it's quite stable. There you go, now it's all set up. Okay, so now I'm going to sit where I want my talent, in this case it's me because I'm a loner, want to be, and then I'm going to just shape the lights according to what I think looks good. So I'm going to play around with my phone, I'm going to position the lights a little differently and see what works best for this setting. There's a couple things I don't really like about this frame right now. The light that we placed outside is way too harsh because of course there's no diffusion in between, but we have really nice curtains. So I'm just going to pull the curtains in a little bit so to break up the light and make it a little softer. That's step one. The second thing is, I don't like where the backlight is positioned. I want to make a little bit of a rim and not wrap around my face too much. So I'm going to position that too. There we go. Okay, something that I like to do is to show you what it's like if we put on one light at a time. So you can see the difference in scene, and I would like to explain a little bit about it. So let's make it completely dark, like that. And then we start with our key light. All right, so we only fire up the key light. Now you can see that it's quite moody-ish. It's not really flattering to look at, but in some situations, this could be something that you're aiming for. I personally always go for a 2-light setup at the minimum. And that means 1 light here and a practical in the back. So let me fire up the practical now. I'm using Philips Hue. You can already see that that makes a massive difference. And the reason for this is that there is a separation between colors. So this is quite white-ish, 5500 Kelvin, and that is 3200 Kelvin. So that creates color separation, and that is pleasant to see. One extra step you can do here to make it even better is, I wouldn't say better, but to improve upon this one is to add a light that extends your practical, as if your practical is actually shining on your face. So we have a 200x for that. See, if I turn it on and off, you can see that there's a little bit of a rim on the back of my face and in my neck. And that generally adds a little bit more depth to that image. And it makes you believe that the light's actually doing the work. But that's of course a lie. Next up, there's a light in the garden that I added to add a little bit more depth on the back of the wall. So let's add it. Boom. And this is totally up to you. If you like it, use it. If you don't like it, skip it. I must say, I have a garden, so it's easy for me to put something down there. But if you're in a flat, for example, you only have a balcony, it's quite hard to do so. In this side-by-side comparison, you can see the changes happening from left to right. What I always try to achieve whenever I light a scene is that the changes are minimal but visible. And in this case, that of course counts for the backlight, the one that extends the practical in the frame. Once you're satisfied, you know what to do. Sit back, relax, take your questions out, and make your interviewee feel at home, feel comfortable, because that's very important. And most important, have fun with it. Have fun doing your interviews. I think this is probably the best part of my job. All right, that's it. Thank you guys.